Welcome to this workshop. My name is Victoria Downs. I'm one of the co-managers for Small Business Strong. I'm actually going to pass it to my colleague, Doug, to talk a little bit about Small Business Strong and the work that we do. Go ahead, Doug.
Good morning, all. My name is Douglas Ling. As Victoria said, I'm the co-manager for Small Business Strong. We're a nonprofit business advisory service providing free service for primarily minority and women-owned businesses in all of Massachusetts. We were founded during the pandemic in 2020 and have been provided services to over 3,400 small businesses in this time period. We provide technical assistance to help small businesses with questions about their business operation, finance, HR, marketing, as well as grant application support. We've done a lot of provided over $2 to $3 million worth of application to the Mass Growth Capital's empowerment programs, for examples, and we continue to help folks access financing as we go along. We're very excited to be asked by MVPC a couple of years ago to develop this what we call hyperlocal program. We recruited Merrimack Valley-based technical assistance providers, and at least half a dozen of them are still very active and serving clients in Merrimack Valley as well as across the state. So we're happy that we're back with the Merrimack Valley Strong 2, and this is one of the first programs that we offer this year for the minority contracting. We're very excited to have you all today. So with that, I'll pass it on to our partner, Gerard Whitten, MVPC.
All right, thanks, Doug, and good morning, everyone. Thank you all for joining us. As Doug mentioned, my name is Gerard Whitten. I'm the Executive Director with Merrimack Valley Planning Commission. And today I'm joined by Kayla Rennie and Lorraine Kiesling from our Community and Economic Development Program. Just for a little context, we are one of the state's 13 regional planning agencies, and we serve the 15 cities and towns here in the Merrimack Valley. We also operate as the region's economic development district through the United States Economic Development Administration. And this is important to mention because the Economic Development Administration is who funded Merrimack Valley Strong back when COVID first hit. As many of you know, and as Doug mentioned, MV Strong is a small business advisory program that was modeled after the highly successful Small Business Strong program, whose goal has really been to provide business assistance consulting for free to the small businesses in the Merrimack Valley. And now, more than 2 years into the program, we're thrilled that Eastern Bank has joined this partnership and excited for this next phase. The funding that Eastern Bank has provided will help to expand the MV Strong program by providing training to help entrepreneurs work through the process of being designated as minority and women-owned businesses. So a big thank you to Eastern Bank and for all of you for being here today. We are excited for this MV Strong 2 to get underway. So welcome.
Thank you, Gerard. Kristen?
Good morning, everyone. My name is Kristen Wallace. I am a commercial lender at Mill Cities Community Investments, and it's such an honor to be here with you all this morning in partnership with the Merrimack Valley Planning Commission, Small Business Strong, Merrimack Valley Strong, and the Massachusetts Supplier Diversity Office. And just to tell you a little bit about Mill Cities Community Investments, or MCCI, we are what is known as a community development financial institution, or a CDFI. So we are dedicated to providing education and capital to disadvantaged communities throughout the state. We help homeowners and small businesses, and just so happy to be here this morning.
Victoria, good morning, everybody. My name is Amanda LaCroix. I'm the Diverse and Small Business. I'm the Director of Programs and Engagement for SDO. I'm here with my colleague, Algeria Marsh. She's the Recruitment, Growth, and Retention Coordinator. And we are here to teach you a little bit about diversity certification, as well as SDO's programs and how to sell to the state. Now, I know that the cohort program that you are interested in going through is not specifically for selling to the state, but a lot of public procurement is very similar. So you'll be able to apply some of what I'm saying to, hopefully, if you're looking to sell to, the city of Lowell or to a public hospital or school institution. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. I know we have a tight window today, so I'm going to maybe move quickly through some of the slides, but you will be able to view this presentation afterwards, and every attendee will be provided with a PDF. Every link will be clickable, and all of the resources will be available to you after this. So quickly, just to run through our agenda, I'm going to give you an intro to SDO and supplier diversity. We're going to go over diversity certification, state procurement basics, SDO programs, and what training and resources we have available. So first, what is the Supplier Diversity Office? I'm sure that there are a lot of people who may not have heard of us before. We basically oversee executive agency diversity spending and make sure that the state is spending money with diverse and small businesses. Our office was founded in 1972. For many years, we were just a small unit within a larger agency, but in 2021, we became a full state agency, and we're now able to provide more resources and assistance to diverse and small business owners around the state. SDO's mission is to promote diversity, equity, and inclusion in state contracting. And we do this in two main ways. The first way is certifying small Massachusetts-based businesses and certain diverse businesses. And the second is connecting these certified businesses with opportunities and resources. Before we get too deep into processes, just some terminology that will be helpful for you to know as we're going through. What is supplier diversity? It's a buzzword. I know you've probably heard it a lot, but not everyone knows exactly what it means. So supplier diversity is making sure that you are including diverse businesses in your organization's procurement activities. And it's different from workforce diversity. So workforce diversity is people, supplier diversity is things, goods and services. And it's a very important part of the Commonwealth's definition of best value in procurement. So when we're looking at buying, a fleet of vehicles, it's not just about the lowest price. Supplier diversity also comes into play. What is a diverse business? A diverse business is a business that's owned by a person who is an adult permanent resident or citizen of the United States and meets at least one of the following categories: minority, woman, veteran, service-disabled veteran, LGBTQ individual, or person with disabilities. And the legal definition of minority for the purposes of certification is someone who is of Black, Hispanic, Asian, or Indian or Indigenous origin. And if you would like to review more of the legal documents surrounding certification, those are available on our website. So what is public procurement? It's the purchase of goods or services by entities in the public sector. So the government, state agencies, certain nonprofits, UMass, and what they're purchasing from businesses in the private sector, businesses owned by individuals. So like your local coffee shop is probably a private company, even if it's employee owned and it's owned by more people. Or if you own Apple stock is publicly traded on the stock market, but they're not funded by the government. So it's not a public company. And in Massachusetts, all state purchasing is overseen by the Operational Services Division. That's another agency. We actually used to be part of that agency before we became our own agency. And so diverse business certification, I think that's probably what most of you are here for. The goal of certification really is to ensure that all businesses participating in our supplier diversity programs are independent and ongoing businesses owned by eligible individuals. People say, why should I get certified? I'm a woman, isn't that enough? But it's not about proving that you're a woman. It's about showing that your business is ongoing, that you have an income, that you have clients, and that the estate has done due diligence on you and has certified that, yes, they are what they say they are. So again, a business needs to be at least 51% owned and controlled by a person from one of the below groups. And so there are certain certifications that we do at SDO and certain certifications that we have partners do. So here at SDO, in-house, we do minority-owned, woman-owned, and veteran-owned business enterprises that are for-profit, and we also certify minority and women-run nonprofit organizations. And our partner organizations perform certifications for service-disabled veteran-owned businesses, disability-owned business enterprises, and LGBT business enterprises. And the only reason that we don't do that ourselves is because there were already organizations that were doing the work. And so we signed agreements with them that they will certify these businesses, and then we will recognize that certification. So if you are looking to become certified as a disability-owned and LGBT-owned or a service-disabled veteran-owned business, these are our 3 certification partners. You would go through their certification process and then upload your documents to our portal for verification. It's not a scary process, and there are job aids for everything. And going through this cohort program, you will have support. So there's no need to kind of be nervous about having to go to one place and then another place. We also recognize certain certifications. We recognize minority and women business enterprise certifications from the city of Boston, minority business enterprise certifications from the Greater New England Minority Supplier Development Council, and women business enterprise certifications for the Center for Women in Enterprise. And so just some notes about certification. Certification is free through our office, and it will need to be renewed every 3 years. The hardest part is getting your initial certification. That's going to be the most work. And then the renewals are much easier and take less time. It's an opportunity to partner with Commonwealth prime vendors, and that may not make sense, but it will shortly once we get to another slide. It's a way to strengthen your brand recognition in both public and private sectors. I know a business owner who is a consultant, and she was in negotiations to have a contract with Facebook, and they were ready to sign. And they said, great, we just need to see your certification that you're a woman, minority, LGBT owned business. And she hadn't actually gotten her certifications yet, and she lost out on that contract with Facebook. She is a consultant for other business owners. She told me that one of her clients lost out on a contract with JetBlue because she was a woman-owned small business but didn't have her certification. So it can really be applied to both public and private sectors. It's not just for doing business with the state. It's an invitation to participate in matchmaking events or networking events that we have. We do those occasionally, and every certified business is invited to come and hopefully create meaningful connections. And it's not a contract or a guarantee of business. It can give you special consideration in certain contexts, but it is not a guarantee that you will get a contract with the state or otherwise. And it's not special treatment for diverse and small businesses at all. This is leveling the playing field, giving an opportunity to businesses who have been historically shut out of doing business in the public sector. And so there are 3 stages of certification. There's pre-certification, there is the application and investigation, and then there's after you're certified, and I'm certified, now what? Pre-certification, you're going to complete a self-assessment. I'll tell you what that means in just a moment. You'll attend a pre-certification webinar, and you'll gather all the documents required for your business type. Then once you attend the webinar, you're going to submit your application within 1 year of attending the webinar. It's going to be reviewed. If there is any missing documentation or anything jumps out as being incomplete, or you have the wrong document, our intake coordinator will reach back out to you. And once your application is complete, your application goes in the queue, is assigned to a certification investigator. They'll do the verification and then submit a report detailing whether or not you are approved or ineligible for certification. This total time really depends on how many businesses we have in the queue that want to get certified. Generally, it's 60 to 90 days. Sometimes it's less time than that. What can really hold things up if you are unresponsive to emails and phone calls from SDO if we need more information from you. So make sure that you are responding to things in a timely manner, just so that things move quicker on your end and our end. And so once you're certified, there's a few things for you to do. You'll get a certification badge that you can put on your website, on your social media, in your email signature. We have new vendor onboarding. You would want to register for the Supplier Diversity Hub platform, which is a place where prime vendors can directly negotiate with subcontractors, or cities and towns can post bids. Combis is the state procurement platform. You'll want to register as a vendor in Combis as well. And then you'll want to monitor Combis and the Supplier Diversity Hub for bidding opportunities. A lot of people think that getting your certification is the end of the road. And honestly, it is really just the beginning. There is work to be done afterwards. And it does take some patience and some hustle sometimes to start working for the state. This is what the certification self-assessment looks like. It just asks you some general questions about your business. I think there's maybe like 5 to 10 questions. It will tell you what next steps that you may want to take, what kind of certification you want to apply for, whether or not you would qualify to be part of the small business purchasing program. And then there's a form where you can leave your name and contact information if you'd like us to reach back out to you. And so the pre-certification webinar is required if you are a for-profit business looking to apply for MBE, WB, or VBE certification through SDO. It's a deep dive into the certification criteria and requirements. And after that, you'll get your code for your application to begin. If you are looking to apply for a different kind of certification or a nonprofit certification, reach out to myself or Small Business Strong after this so that I can get you the right information. Because if you're a nonprofit or you're looking to apply as a disability-owned business, you do not need to attend this webinar. Just some FAQ. Am I ready for certification? Ask yourself these questions. Is my business registered? If you've filed taxes, then your business is registered. If you have not filed taxes, you got to check and make sure your business is registered with the Secretary of State, because it needs to be registered before you can apply for certification. Do you have the right kind of licensing? If you're an electrician, but you don't have a master license, you can't form your business as an LLC. You want to make sure that everything is in order before you submit your application. And do you have the time to make sure that your application is filled out? The thing that we notice that holds people up the most is that they forgot to check a box or they forgot to sign a page. And you just want to make sure that you have time to look at everything, make a list, check it twice, and just make sure that everything's filled out properly. In terms of eligibility, if I were to own a business with my husband or other ineligible person, can I apply for WBE certification? Yes, if I own at least 51% of the company and I can prove ongoing ownership and independent control, then I can apply for a WBE certification. Now, if my husband has had a plumbing company for the last 25 years, and he's like, whoa, if I can get woman-owned certification, I can get a leg up in some places. So he adds me to company ownership at 51%. And maybe sometimes I've done some bookkeeping or, I've answered a phone here and there, but I don't know anything about the plumbing industry. Our business is not independently owned and controlled by me, and it is not eligible for WBE certification. How long do I have to be in business to apply for certification? There's no set amount of time, but you do need to have been in business long enough to provide all the required documentation and be knowledgeable about your industry. So things that they may ask for, we do ask for either a balance sheet and profit and loss statement or 3 years of taxes. So if I just started my business 6 months ago, I may not be in a good position to be applying for certification yet. How long does it take to get certified? Again, 60 to 90 days typically. And what happens during a site visit? It's just an interview with the certification investigator. They'll ask you questions about your documentation. They will ask to see your office. So like if you just have your computer, you just kind of show your background. If you are a landscaper, they're going to want to see that you actually have landscaping equipment. It's just a verification. No one's gonna, if you work from home, that's okay. No one's gonna come inside your house and like look through your bathroom cabinets. We just want to see your workspace, verify that you actually are running a business. In terms of documentation, you will get a list of specific documents you need, but generally you need to prove owner eligibility, the financial structure of your business, your management records, and whatever kind of governance documents you have. And if you have questions about the documents you need to submit, our help desk is always available. You can just contact us and let us know. You can also, if you're working with Small Business Strong, I would recommend working with your advisor to help get all the information that you need. And if you need help setting up your business, maybe you're not really ready to do the application process. Maybe you're not ready for this cohort. You're just getting started and you really have nothing. SCORE is an amazing network of mentors who volunteer their time. It's funded by the Small Business Administration. You go on, you answer a couple questions about your business and what you need help with, and they match you with someone who has expertise in that area. It's totally free, and they can provide a lot of information for you. Okay, state procurement basics. Again, this information pertains mostly to selling to the state government. However, a lot of it is very similar if you want to sell to cities and towns or other public institutions. So our government is made up of 3 branches: legislative, judicial, and executive. Executive branch reports to the governor. SDO has oversight for executive branch agencies, and our supplier diversity programs apply to executive agencies and other eligible entities. There are about 80 executive agencies, and if they want to purchase goods and services, they need to utilize a statewide contract. And if you're interested, this is our Governor Maura Healey, our Lieutenant Governor Kim Driscoll. Our agency sits in the Executive Office for Administration and Finance. Our Secretary is Matthew Gorskowitz. You don't necessarily need to know everybody, but on a personal note, I just think it's always good to kind of have an idea about who's running the state. So these are all links to their bios, and you can kind of see what their backgrounds are and who is in which secretariat. What is a statewide contract? It lists pre-approved vendors for state purchasing. It can be used to procure medical equipment, vaccines, office supplies, auto parts. I know there is one for event planning. I've seen one for golf carts. There are many different goods and services available on statewide contract. Again, they're managed by the Operational Services Division. It offers negotiated pricing and other benefits. Again, it's part of that best value procurement. So again, not just lowest price, but also supplier diversity commitment and turnaround time and overall capacity. And a company will bid to become a prime vendor on a statewide contract for the length of the contract. Who buys from statewide contracts? Executive branch agencies and departments, and other eligible entities, legislative branch departments, cities, towns, and districts. A lot of times, some cities and towns may, even though they're not required to use a statewide contract, they may because all the pricing and everything is already negotiated. So it can be much easier for them to just buy directly from a statewide contract instead of having to draft their own contract and go through proposals and choose vendors. And again, public higher and education institutions also do. Just quickly, each statewide contract will have a contract user guide. You can see what the contract is here at the top. FAC 86 is solid waste and recycling services. You can see the initial contract term, end dates, current contract term, and the contract manager. If you have questions about any contract, this is the person that you would contact. And then the table of contents has everything about the contract, benefits, cost savings, subcontractors, supplier diversity requirements. But what we are most concerned about for the purposes of this workshop are the vendor lists and information. So each statewide contract user guide will show the approved list of vendors. Some contracts have 4 vendors, some contracts have 50 vendors. It really just depends on the size of the contract. So these are the vendors that have been approved by OSD to provide these goods and services for waste removal. If you have a waste removal business, but you're not on this approved contract, we cannot use your business. So you can also see here if this business is certified. It looks like A1 Data Shred is a WBE, Charter Contracting Company is an MBE, and Ready Shred of New England is a WBE. And every prime contractor, a vendor, has what's called an SDP commitment percentage. That's a supplier diversity plan, and that is part of their proposal when they're bidding on the contract. And so they need to declare either a supplier diversity partner, or they can spend what's called ancillary dollars. And I'll tell you what that means, but being certified and becoming listed in the SCO directory of certified businesses, that opens you up to being able to participate in the supplier diversity program as a partner for these prime vendors. This is what ComBuys looks like. This again is the platform where all of the purchasing is done. Here in the bottom left, they have so much available training for businesses that want to sell to the state. I highly recommend checking it out if that is of interest to you. And also the statewide contract index lists all of the statewide contracts. You can find the one that is most relevant to your business and look at the contract user guide. You'll be able to find the original bid documents. You can see what people had to fill out originally to become on the contract. And that's a really good way to prepare yourself, because if you look at, the original bid documents and you're like, oh, I would be okay to bid on this part, but maybe not this part, and you want to build capacity, that is a great way to just kind of prepare yourself for doing business. So SCO has 3 main programs, the Supplier Diversity Program, the Small Business Purchasing Program, and the Municipal Construction Affirmative Marketing Program. The Supplier Diversity Program, basically, we want to increase participation of our certified diverse businesses in state procurement. And so to the extent possible, diverse state agencies are instructed to use diverse businesses for their procurements when they are available. And again, it's not always the lowest price. Sometimes they go with a diverse business that's not the lowest price. It really depends on the overall proposal. And again, eligibility, you would have to be in one of our certified categories. The Small Business Purchasing Program is a little bit different. Right now, it's not a certification. You enroll in this program or apply for this program when you sign up to become a vendor in ComBuys. And so this is for procurements of $250,000 or less. Agencies are instructed to use a small business when possible. So a small business, you have to be based in Massachusetts, operating for at least 1 year with gross annual revenues of $15 million or less based on a 3-year average. And this is verified through the Department of Revenue. And so state agencies have spending benchmarks that they need to spend. For the last few years, MBE has been 8%, WBE has been 14%. Veteran has been 3%, and small business has been 3.3%. Starting with this fiscal year, the governor just announced it a couple of weeks ago. With LGBT businesses, we will need to spend $18 million, and with disability-owned businesses, we will need to spend $18 million as well. And there's 2 ways to do this. One is by spending money with one of those prime vendors that is diverse. And then not all of them are diverse, right? So they could spend money with a prime contractor who then spends money with a diverse partner, and they report that money, and agencies can count that towards their supplier diversity spend. So I'm just going to go a little bit quickly through this. Again, you will get all of the information, but there are 2 types of partnerships: prime or business opportunities prime contractor, again, to become a vendor of record on those statewide contracts, or SDP partner. Again, to become a prime contractor, you can't just try and sell your services directly to the Department of Public Health. You have to go onto a contract, but you can try and sell your services to one of the prime vendors who could then use you as a partner. And it doesn't have to be specifically for things related to the contract. There are what are called ancillary partnerships. And this is money spent for general business needs. So maybe that prime contractor needs accounting, bookkeeping, IT, clerical services, landscaping, transportation. Anything that they spend in the general course of business is money that they can report on their diversity benchmark reporting. And I'm not sure if there's anybody who is in the construction industry, here on the call. We do have a program where we are trying to increase diversity in municipal construction projects. We mostly work with the Massachusetts School Building Authority. So we work a lot with DCAM as well, the Department of Capital Asset Management and Maintenance. If you have questions specifically about construction, you can reach out to Megan Costa, our construction program coordinator. And last but not least, training and resources. One of the best resources that you all are going to have as part of this cohort program is Small Business Strong and Merrimack Valley Strong. But as far as SEO goes, we have virtual trainings for newly certified businesses, businesses that are looking to bid on state contracts, looking to know how to respond for a request for quote, and on the Supplier Diversity Hub. OSD has a ton of training, so much training, but the two things that I think that you should focus on are this one, connecting your business to the Commonwealth. That's going to teach you how to get onto Combis and register for the Small Business Purchasing Program. And this PDF review steps to consider if you're interested in statewide contracting. That is really a step-by-step of how to get yourself set up and what you need to do in order to find contracting opportunities. So for those new to contracting, connecting your business to the Commonwealth, and steps to consider if you're interested in statewide contracting are two things we want to review. Our website has a ton of resources for diverse and small businesses for capacity building, training and development, bidding opportunities, community partners. If you're looking for help doing something, we can probably connect you to someone who can help. On this slide, I just put, it just makes it easier to find. These are all specifically on our website already, but these are the resources that I point business owners to the most. Most of these resources are free or have a very low cost, and they can help you with everything from funding to training to grant applications to workforce development. So good pages to bookmark as you are, growing and scaling your business. Now, to find certified businesses, we have a directory of certified businesses. You generally just search by keyword. I don't check anything up here. I just search by keyword. So here you can see I searched for accounting. There are 70 accounting businesses in our directory, and you can see what certifications they have. You can also download the entire directory and export it to PDF or Excel if you'd like. And something brand new that we have is this certified business map. So you can just click on the county and it'll show you what certified businesses there are in that specific county if you're looking for something close to you. And that's it. So you'll also receive all of our contact information. Algeria and I are both here to help you. If you need anything, please feel free to reach out. We're very friendly and we're here to help. So thank you so much. And Victoria, I will throw it back to you.